Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Asta Thami and I make videos related to a lot of things, mostly IT related, my life in IT, and sometimes I make some random videos also. Do look around and don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you happen to like any of it, and yeah, show your support. With that, let's just start the video. So today I'm going to be answering one of the most asked questions, and that's how I became a software engineer, which to be honest, it's not that exciting of a story. It's actually pretty basic, pretty boring, and I'm not sure if this has actually happened with a lot of people, but yeah, I thought I'll just share because a lot of people actually asked me, so yeah. So I thought to give you the whole story experience. We'll go way back when I was in my 4th standard, that's 2004, and I remember computers being my favorite subject, not like to study, but because our teacher used to take us to these computer labs. So I mean, I don't know if this happened with you guys, but I remember like taking our shoes off to get inside the lab, and then there was a lot of computers out there, and then you had to, most of them, like 60% of the computers did not work. So it was like exciting to just find a computer that works. I don't remember what exactly we did, but it was pretty basic, like using paint, and we used to enjoy that a lot. Honestly, if I like accelerate to 2010, when I was in my 10th class and I had to like choose a stream for me, I actually was the kind of kid who thought like if you get good marks you have to take science. I know I was stupid, but I at that time was very ignorant probably. I just knew that I had to like score good. I was a pretty decent kid by like till 2010, and I used to get okay numbers, and you know, okay, I used to perform okay. I did not enjoy studying, to be honest, but like it was something that I didn't mind either. And if I got good marks, like watching my parents be happy and like proud of me, that was the reason they used to drive me, you know, to go to school and, you know, actually study and get marks. That's how it used to be. Now when I'm telling you about all this, I feel stupid, but like that's how it used to be. And yeah, so I got pretty decent score in my 10th standard, and that's why I opted for science. And honestly, I didn't even mind the subjects. I was good at science and maths till 10th. I did not know that 11th, 12th would be, I don't know, like just like a shift from whatever I was learning and however I was studying. I remember failing all these, you know, pre-boards and those exams whose marks you do not like calculate in your report card, but they happen a lot and they are pretty important because you realize where you stand. I was actually failing so bad in all those exams. 2011 and 12 was the time when I again started, you know, having this inclination towards the computers part. Like that time we had Java classes, and I used to enjoy that class more than let's just say maths, science, chemistry. So we used to call it IP classes, and I was very excited about those, and I was doing pretty well. And honestly, I was excited and it did interest me, but even then I didn't know that I would be, you know, like opting for that as my graduation. And finally, when I got out of 12th, I was very confused what to do. I was applying in a lot of things, and I just I was so confused. I thought like life is, you know, running so fast, and I had to make a decision, and I'm already, you know, left behind. It wasn't like I was not thinking of, you know, what to do in my life. I was just so confused. My 11th, 12th, I actually spent a huge portion of my life being really sad and being really confused, and you know, thinking out loud what I would be doing when I grow up. My friends used to say, Asti, you have this creative side, you should do probably something related to arts or, you know, fashion designing or any designing for that part. And I did understand why they were saying it, because there is a little creative side to me, but I just didn't know if that was the right thing for me. And at that time, my family, like my father mostly, was very much sure that he wanted me to do, you know, to get my bachelor's degree from computer science. He was very clear about that. And I'm confused, should I go for something like designing or like BTech or like what exactly? I didn't even know how many choices I had. Taking a job for me was not an option, because I know myself as a person. I need you know, I need some structure in my life, otherwise I don't perform well. This is the reason that I think 9 to 5 suits me better. And because I don't have that self-discipline, and I would need something, some source of motivation, someone else to tell me, to keep a check on me. So what happened was, I remember my dad actually telling me, like, he just suggested this, that Asa, you're confused and dropping is not an option. We both have established that, and we also realized that the college application time is, you know, almost getting over now. Like, we have to make a decision. So why don't you do this? You do computer science from this college, which would be nearby our house in Dehradun, and in a year or two you realize what you have to do. You drop out, you do what you want to. So I know by now you might be praying that I fell in love with computer science and that's why I stayed, but no. I wish it was like that, but it was just that I got more confused. I was kind of sort of liking computer science, but I was not liking all of it. But some of them I enjoyed. Some of them interested me, but I couldn't get the hang of it. And the main question, if not this, then what else, was still unanswered. And it was by then, I think third year, you have to do an internship, and I hadn't applied anywhere. And I wanted to tell my dad that I want to drop out, but I didn't want to tell him without knowing, without having the answer to this, like what I want to actually do. And I just felt like I had wasted my dad's money already so much for the 2 years that he was paying, that I don't know, I didn't want to like drop out when I was in the third year of my college. And at that time, one of my friends' dad was in DRDO, so I got an internship there through a resource. And things were going wrong only because when I started my internship, the mentor that was assigned to me was also very what do you call it? Kya bolte yaar? He used to put me down a lot. Like, I would give you an advice, if you're in your college and you're looking out for internship, please take the difficult route. Go ahead and apply. And if you're confused like me, then it's fine. I mean, you're finding your way, and I was doing the same. I was really confused. I did not apply anywhere. That decision of going with DRDO was very last moment, and I did it. And experience was not good, but I got that experience letter which was required in my college. All of a sudden I was in 4th year and the college placement had started, and I realized if I'm going with the flow, I will have to get a job also now. And the thing is, my APTI was pretty okay, and I did I was able to cross the first in aptitude round for the initial companies that came to my college, but I was never going through the technical round. So when the companies like Infosys, Wipro and Cognizant came to our college, I was, you know, like at that time I was putting a lot of pressure on myself, because I thought if I can't crack in like this MNC level interviews, then I'm not good for anything.
Let me mislead you into believing that कि अगर आपका इस कंपनी में नहीं हुआ तो समझो आपकी लाइफ खत्म.
And at that time, yeah, I worked a little hard. I will also say the interview process was also simpler. Like I found it simple. Like the interview was not difficult to crack. So that's how I think I got my Infosys and my Wipro offer letter. And by Cognizant, because I knew I had these two offer letters, I did not even like bother to study. So yeah, after that I did not get any offer letters, and even though my package was really less, I was okay that at least I have a job. And yeah, I started waiting for Mysore, where my internship began. That was pretty much the best and the worst time of my life. That's because I was living out like that independently the first time in my life, and worst because I was having a really hard time balancing studies. And it was after I joined Infosys as an employee, like a year or two later. I was thinking of leaving the job, but I will mention this one colleague, Pankhuri, or watching this. So she was my mentor in my second project in Infosys, and used to see me every day all confused and sad about my work. And she just mentioned one day that as I feel like most of the issues that you're facing in your work is because you've already made up your mind that this is not your thing and that you're not giving it your 100%. It was the first time I felt like maybe I should give my job a chance. So at that time I didn't have like a very good project. I didn't get to do a lot of coding, and I realized it is something that I had to change. And yeah, I started studying for the tech stack that I thought I was very closely related to. I took 2-3 courses, and this was while I was working. The first time that I started liking the stack that I was working on. Within Infosys, after that I started giving interviews for another projects where I would be getting more coding related, like more work that would be closely related to coding. By then I had 3 years of experience, and I realized that I should switch companies. And yeah, with that tech stack I switched to Capgemini, and there I did 1 year of work. There was a time in my life when if there was an error in my code and things were not working, I would just say ki I can't figure it out because this is not something I want. I'm bad at this. I don't know how to do this, and I used to leave it at that. Today there are times when things are not working out, and I would be okay to log in at odd hours to debug it, to realize, to get to know what the issue is, because I am interested in knowing why it's not working. I was not the kind of person, this was not the story where I would tell you ki how all of a sudden I became amazing at coding, and then I got I landed a job at Google, or like I don't know, Facebook, or all those companies. This is not a story where I would tell you that I was clear what I wanted to do from the start. This is a story of a very confused girl and how she ended up being a software engineer. And a lot of people like me were confused, and I know during this time also some of you might be confused, and I am just here to tell you that you are not alone. And just because you're confused today doesn't mean that you'll end up somewhere sad and shitty because of that, because I felt like that when I was growing, when I was in my school and when I was in my college, and even during working. I thought like I was going to have a very sad life. Not saying it's very exciting right now, but I can tell you that the huge portion of your life that your work takes, I don't hate it, and that counts. Sometimes I still like put myself down for not being good enough, and there are still times in my life when I feel like I'm not good enough, that I am not doing enough, and there is this part of me that is very self-critical. So that doesn't help at all. Yeah, I'm continuously learning. I'm not like the best, obviously. I'm not the person you dream of becoming. But yeah, I try to do my best. I mean, I'm still at awe at people, still feel jealous of those people who just tell me that they love their job. I didn't know that that feeling existed. I don't know. I am really thinking really hard to find a positive note to end this video at, and all I can think about is that it's going to be okay, and also a reminder that you'll be fine. Okay, see you next time.